Hey guys, and welcome back to 3 Layers Deep. I know it's been a really long time. I was actually like, this video was totally spur of the moment. It was totally not planned. I'm actually on my way to work. It's a really crappy and rainy day. See? Let's see. There it is. It's kind of like black. I didn't know I was gonna film until maybe a minute ago. So, and I guess I'll take this time to let you guys know what's the deal. Where have I been? What up, 3LD? Where you been at, girlfriend? Well, remember I had told you guys a while ago that I go through my seasons. I go through my seasons where I'm on fire for YouTube and I'm cranking out videos, and usually I try to get 2 videos out a week. That's like my goal. That's the minimum that I usually try to do. And you know, I'm on it for a while. It's great, and then it's like, you know, I don't feel like doing it. You know what I mean? Like, I start contemplating, should I stay, should I leave, what should I do? But most of the time, you know, after a short stint, I always come back, and again, I'm on fire. Well, I've been praying for a while, for a long time, about this vision God gave me years and years ago about creating my own product line. And I don't think I've ever really talked to you guys about the inspiration, where it came from, you know, how that originated. All right, so I guess I can give you guys a little backstory. All right, so I used to be an esthetician. I still hold my license. You know, that information is invaluable. And so I will always renew my license. I have not practiced it in a long time. So I worked as an esthetician for about 2.5 years, possibly almost 3, at a spa, as you know, a couple of different spas. So that, you know, I've always had a love for skincare since I was very little. Like, I mean, about 5, 6, I've always loved beauty and skincare. It was just, you know, awesome. And I remember, like, growing up, I'm like, wow, I wonder how old you gotta be to work in a salon or a spa. Like, this is like an 8-year-old thinking this, like, really? So, yeah. Anyway, fast forward, I became an esthetician, and then I left that. I worked at M.I.A for a while, the M.I.A counter for a while. Then after that, I stood home. So between the time that I stopped being an esthetician and the time that I completely quit working and started staying home with my kids, there was I would say like 3 or 4 years. And one day I was in Trader Joe's. I had gone there for the first time, and I was in the skincare section, and I picked up this cleanser. So I was using this cleanser, and then one day I was in my shower and I started reading the ingredients. Well, I had read the ingredients at the store, and they were all natural ingredients. I was like, oh, I was pumped. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. You know, I'm gonna see what it can do for my skin. But the cleanser didn't do anything for my skin. My skin was still horrible during that time, and whatever. Anyway, so I was in the shower and I was reading the ingredients, and all of a sudden I feel like God just inspired me. The Holy Spirit was just like, you can do this. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can, you know, and that bottle of cleanser was my inspiration to create a skincare line. But ultimately, that's what I want to do. I want to do facial products. But I know that it's a lot easier for people to trust you with their body than there is with their skin. I know I'm like that. So, you know, my thoughts were like, okay, maybe I should start off with Bath and Body products. Alright, and you know, God gave me, that same day, I mean, He gave me a name and everything for my products, and that was about 5 years ago, and I still have that name. I'm not gonna say it out loud. I mean, obviously I'm not gonna tell you guys until this is you know, concrete and my products are out there. So yeah, that's like really where it originated from that cleanser. That's where my inspiration for creating products came from. So, you know, I kind of waited on God, and every so often I would research it, and I would just put it in the back burner, and just, you know, throughout these years I felt, you know, I was hesitant, I was apprehensive, I was scared. I didn't know how to go about it, all these different things. But I would say within the last year is really when I started getting a bit more into it, because every so often I would forget, and then he'll bring it back to me, because honestly guys, I just do not feel fulfilled. I feel like I'm missing something in my life, you know what I mean? And I was trying to fill that void, trying to fill it with you guys, with YouTube and working and all these things, and I just still feel kind of empty. And I would always ask God, why do I feel empty, you know? I was busy, but I wasn't satisfied, you know? I feel like I was doing, everything was kind of futile. It had no substance. And he would bring me back to my line, and I'm like, okay. And when he would fill me with those thoughts, I would get filled, you know, like I would start getting like excited and you know, and have that joy overflowing. And I'm like, yes, okay, this is where I need to go. But because I was doing YouTube and I was so busy with my family, with the house, with work, and you know, YouTube really takes all of you. If you are committed like I was trying to get videos out, like I said, twice a week, and that takes a lot of time, you know. And granted, I don't have that many subscribers and views like all these other bigger vloggers do, so I can imagine how the pressure must be for them. And that pressure didn't start feeling that good, you know, because I felt like I didn't want to disappoint you guys, and so I really wanted to keep up with having those videos up every week. But during that time, I was asking God, I'm like, Lord, you know, should I leave it? Should I stay? What should I do? Because in a past video, I had mentioned that I will stick around as long as God wants me to stick around. And then when he says to move, I will move. But deep down inside, I always wanted to do this line, but I had really no time to dedicate to it, you know, and trying to juggle that with the research and, you know, just really throwing myself into that wholeheartedly, and at the same time trying to throw myself into YouTube was just not working. Obviously, I had to sacrifice one thing in order to bring this dream and vision into fruition in my life and make it materialize. And obviously I can't let go of my family, and I like my job too much. I think that that's my time to get away. You know, extra money is nice, because with this extra money I can purchase things for my product line. You know, I can use this extra money to you know, to throw into this project. So I'm not gonna leave that either. So I just kept asking God, and honestly, from night to day, I mean, one day I was into YouTube, the next day that desire was no longer there. I had no desire to film, I had no desire to be on YouTube, I had no desire to watch beauty videos, which is something that I love to do. I had no desire to take part in the beauty community anymore. When I went into YouTube, it was more for, again, research, watching videos and, you know, about soap making and, you know, knowledge and all these things. I've just been doing research because I do want to start off with soaps. And I also want to create a line for my husband's shop, which is going to originate there. But eventually, you know, he has so many different connections with different barbershops, and he's always in the, you know, in the barber battles, and he's the president of a barbers association, like a legit barbers association, all these things. And it made sense to start off there, but I still want to get a handle on how to make, you know, soap, like bar soap. And then I want to start working on a shaving cream and finesse that shaving cream, and then work into other products that can cater to men for the barbershop environment. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, guys. And so you're not gonna be seeing me. You're not gonna be seeing me on here. If I do come on here, it'll be like update videos, and that, I guess that's pretty much it. And when I have, you know, when I have things established, maybe I'll come on here and I'll talk about it more. But honestly, I have to say that for this year, you know, I gave myself 2 years to be established completely. I'm 32. I'm gonna be, 33 this summer. By 35, I want to have my product line established. And God is so good that He already provided space for me. Like if I want to have a little boutique, which over the years I've written things down, like the collections, the scents that I want, the kind of products, how my little boutique is gonna look. And my husband's barbershop, when he bought the building, there's the barbershop, and right next door there's another area, like a storefront, a small storefront, that God one day showed me that that's going to be my place. Now, I never had the intentions of that ever being my store. I actually envisioned this other little quaint storefront in town, which I think is absolutely adorable. That space that I'm currently talking about in the that's kind of part of the barbershop, that was supposed to be for my brother-in-law. He was going to have like a small retail store there, and that fell through. And so it's just been sitting there, it hasn't been rented. And one day God showed me that space, and I was just like, whoa, are you serious? I never even thought about this. So I know that this is God. You know what I'm saying? He will give you visions. He will give you dreams. He will give you certain images that you've never thought about. And then that's when you know what? This is not me. This is Him. This is Him working, especially for my, my believing sisters and brothers out there. You know how He works. So and so I envisioned that place, and it's funny because I'm gonna be needing a fridge, I'm gonna be needing a burner, and all these things. And my husband was like, that's no problem, because we're gonna be knocking down a wall. Like, he already had it in mind that one day when that place gets utilized, a wall's gonna get knocked down. He's gonna make it bigger. He's gonna expand it. So it's gonna be awesome because I can have, in the back, I can have my crafting area, and in the front, I'll have my little store. And there is nothing like this in my town, in the surrounding towns, in the near cities. I mean, there is nothing like this around my area. So that is going to add a special touch to my town, because I live in a very small town. It's going to add something special to my town and the surrounding towns. And the fact that, my husband and I would be working together. So it's just all these things that God is, He's finally put it in me. And, He's like, okay, move. Because I've been waiting on Him. I've been waiting on Him. I didn't want to take this step without Him. And He's been impressing upon me, it's time to move. And a pastor of mine, it's funny because I don't think he ever really knew. He's a friend of mine. He's a pastor friend of mine. That now he's now become my pastor. He never knew what I wanted to do. And then one day we actually hold Bible study up in the barbershop every other week. And one night he came in. I wasn't there, and I guess he heard my dog upstairs. So he asked my husband, "You have a dog?" And my husband was like, "Yeah." And Joe, the pastor, asked him, "What's the dog's name?" And my husband said, "Dream." And he's like, "Really?" He's like, "Dream, huh?" And my husband was like, "Yeah." And then Joe turned back and told my husband, "Tell your wife that now is the time to start searching. Tell her it's time to go after her dream." So my husband told me that. I was just like, wow, Lord, okay, you are answering my prayers. I need to move. So this year is going to be a lot of testing and trials, and I started ordering products and stuff like that, but I want to order some more stuff in order to really start this. But I would say before this summer, I'm going to be delving in, neck deep into this, and I want to get this going. I want to see where it goes. I just feel like if God is in it, then it's going to succeed, just because of the fact that He gave me this vision years ago, and it's still living in me. You know what I'm saying? So wish me luck, guys. Again, if I come on here again, it's most likely going to be updates. But as far as beauty videos, I have to let them go. I don't want to place this channel in complete dereliction. But at the same time, my appearance here is not going to be consistent. So I guess that's it. I guess that's my update. I did post it on Facebook, and I was gonna leave it at that, but I just thought that, for one, not everyone that's subscribed to me or views me, they're subscribed, or follow me on Facebook. which most likely I'll be doing more updating there. So if you're not follow me on Facebook, I don't even like to say that word follow, but if you don't check me out on there, I suggest you do, because I'll be posting more there just to kind of check in and say hi and just kind of let you guys know how I'm doing or where things are going. But as far as YouTube, you know what? The desire is so not even there. I mean, God just took it out completely, and He filled me with this. You know, it wasn't a gradual or insidious change. It was instant. So I need to move. I need to trust. I need to keep praying. And I really want to see where my creativity takes me, from production to fruition, you know, from start to finish. So, I mean, I don't know when's the next time I'm going to be here, but I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for supporting me, for watching my videos, for liking my videos, for commenting, for sharing. You know, I thank you so much for, you know, for the love that you have shown my channel. I really do appreciate it. But I gotta let you guys go for a little while. I need to focus on this, which has substance. You know, YouTube wasn't my job. YouTube, I'm sure I can't, even if I wanted to be my job, I couldn't survive off of YouTube. I'm not going to delete my videos. I'm not going to delete my channel, because there's a lot of stuff, there's a lot of videos out there that can help so many other people, especially my truth talk videos. I know some are kind of harsh and some are more encouraging. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave them up. But yeah, just, you know, just stay in touch, you know, through Facebook. And every so often, you know, you can hit me up and say hello. But yeah, besides that, guys, just thank you so much. You know, God bless you guys, and just for all these years since day one that you guys have been with me, I really appreciate it. But for now, I gotta shut down the lights, and until next time, guys, I love you. Be safe. Remember, God is good, and yeah, God bless you guys. Bye.